Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl from the Outerhaven here. And basically, you've seen things like Bus Simulator, you've seen Truck Simulator. Well, guess what? They've gone and done it. We have a speaking simulator. So I'm standing here with Jordan, who's one of the creators behind this insane little masterpiece that I've just finished having a go of. First of all, I've just got to, we get the basic out of the way. Why?
That's a very good question, and honestly, I don't know the answer. Mostly, we were just sort of having fun with animating faces, and we wanted to capture that into an experience that everyone can enjoy, as terribly as possible.
As terribly as possible. So, okay, so it's just, as you were sort of telling me before when we were having a bit of chat, there's sort of a parody on those simulators that we've already had before, and did you sort of go out of your way to try and either look at the mechanics, like how technical these things are, and then just poke fun of it with something a little bit more simple but difficult at the same time? Or were you just like, hey, let's just throw this in there and see what happens?
It was closer to throwing it together. We actually never played any of the serious simulators. We just sort of saw them and were like, okay, I guess if that's your thing. But we did like stuff like Surgeon Simulator or Octodad. Those kind of games are really silly and fun as well. And they're kind of simulatory, but in a more easily accessible, I guess, way. So yeah, we put that together into the social situations that we all find ourselves in and terrified of.
So I'm now looking at the footage that's going on behind me here. This wasn't my gameplay. You'll see my gameplay afterwards. It seems that the gentleman who was playing off to the side here is doing a lot better than I did. But like, what difficulties did you have coming up with the mechanics behind this?
That's a really good question, actually. We had a lot of difficulty. We went through about 10 different iterations of all the different types of ways you could control a face and try and speak. We tried one mode that was kind of like DDR for the face, where you had like face positions sliding in over you and you had to match them at the same time, and there was colorful explosions and stuff. And that was hard. That was a bit weird. We also tried a hyper-realistic version just for fun, because we thought that might work well while still breaking down and looking silly. But it's actually not fun to simulate speech perfectly. So eventually, after all these trials and errors, we sort of came up with the model you see here, which is sort of slimmed down version of speech, but still very silly and fun.
So, as we're seeing here, it's like you can do things. So, like, what's the more unique features that you have here? Like, obviously, we've seen so far you've got a couple of teeth missing out of here, the buttons, and like, what was sort of the inspiration of behind these, or was it just we have a weird idea one night while over a couple of beers and went, screw it, let's put that in?
Beer was used a lot to get some of the good ideas. We also just sort of kind of thought roughly what makes robots work, and then throw that into the model. So this guy, as you said, is actually doing really well, but your ear can pop off and it's sort of held in by springs. Your nose is on a hinge and it can flop open and oil can spill out everywhere. If you get too stressed, steam can sort of start bellowing out of the top of your head or your ears. Yeah, it was sort of just, how would a robot break down? How would a robot be made, and then how would it fall apart? And we put that into the game. Yeah, so there's like over 100 different bits that'll fall off and break apart and stuff.
That's awesome. Now, with your demo that you've got here at PAX, obviously, it's from what people can see in the background here, it's a one-on-one sort of pseudo date with Karen from HR.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the sort of when you get closer to the full release? Have you got like a storyline planned out, or have you got like what type of missions have you got available towards this?
Yeah, so we've actually got a whole bunch of different missions, and they're all based loosely on terrifying social situations. So a date is like the primo example, so we lead with that one. But you've also got a job interview, you give a eulogy at some point, and a best man speech. Right by the end of the game, without giving away too much, you're giving an inaugural address. And so you really get to go the whole length of every possible situation. Public speaking, one-on-one conversations, speeches, yeah.
That's awesome. Like, and As we're seeing now, you've got an upgrade system where you add in a smile, frown. How much have you got in the upgrade station at the moment versus what you want to do?
So at the moment, we've got pretty much all the upgrades that we'll release the first version of the game with. You open the mouth as you saw and pull the teeth out, and each of those is a little chip that you can upgrade and stick back in. So we've got smiling on your mouth, and then you can upgrade that further to include frowning, which gives you a slider somewhat like this that controls how happy the robot looks. Later on, you have to control your eyes, you have to control your eyebrows. You get a tongue upgrade so that you can move your tongue faster so you can speedrun the game. The wackiest one is dancing. Eventually, you've got to get into a club and impress everybody with your mad dance skills, and we just give you this freestyle moment where you just smash it on the dance floor and go crazy.
That's okay. So it says from simple speech simulator to basically embarrassing yourself in public. That's awesome. Here we go. We got Supreme Mighty Leader.
Yeah. So this is the job interview, who the robot is trying to sort of impress, and so he calls him the Supreme Leader of the universe or something like that. And but eventually he says, just call him Grant, and goes through it. Eventually you overtake him and become the world leader, though. So
that's awesome. Now, all right. So, what are we looking at in terms of release? You guys doing Kickstarter, or are you just pushing it early access style on Steam?
We're going to skip the whole early access thing and just give the full version to everyone straight away. So we're going to release the game Q1 next year. We've pretty much got all the levels in, ready to go now. So we're only demoing a few of them here over the weekend, so that you actually still want to get the game. But yeah, early next year we'll have it out for everyone to play.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So just to wrap up, we've got Speaking Simulator. Where can people get this when it comes out Q1 next year?
We're going to sell it everywhere we can on PC. Just whatever store, all of them, every single one.
So you've signed that multi-million-dollar exclusive deal with Epic Games and all that everybody seems to be doing already?
Well, no, because then we can't go on every store. So yeah, we'll go everywhere. Although I think on launch we won't be on the Epic Store, probably, but we'll get on about all of them, as many as we can.
All right. So obviously you'll be getting it through Steam and like that. Is there any way that people can directly support you as the developer for this title?
Yeah, well, right now you can wishlist the game on Steam. That's currently the most helpful thing you can do. And then tell all your friends to wishlist it on Steam as well. Other than that, just buy it when it comes out. And you won't regret it. It's very fun.
Well, definitely haven't regretted what I've seen and played so far. It's okay. We've just seen him the robot's just blown up in the background. So I think that's a good idea to get out of here before the robots come and blow us up too.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And I look forward to playing the full version when it releases Q1 next year.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for dropping by.